Kuroki Gensai, the Devil Lance, has finally made his move in Kengan Omega, reminding all of us of why he is the GOAT. The Almighty Beard has pulled up on the worm and issued his challenge alone to Shen Wulong, with of course serious insanity, the aura around him. Kuroki is here for business and is here to throw hands, to finally test himself. The King of Kengan Ashura versus the God of Kengan Omega. They are actually clashing, and Kuroki did it in a way that is just typical for his character, and we all love to see it. He didn't require Metsudo or Nogi to be involved in him taking part in the match against Shen or a match against the worm. He's fighting because he wants to and is finally ready to test himself, something we've been waiting for 237 chapters, Kuroki Gensai to actually fight someone, and he's fighting the strongest character we've ever seen in all of Kengan. So naturally, we have some unfortunate feelings regarding Kuroki pulling up already and how this fight's gonna actually go. Let's say Shen agrees to the match and they begin fighting right away. Based on the scaling and portrayal of Shen so far in the story, Kuroki shouldn't really stand a chance whatsoever. For example, back in the Kengan Ashura Annihilation tournament, he claimed himself that he considers Kano Gito an equal. It is important to note that Sendovich on Twitter agrees with this statement that they're an equal, however implies that Kuroki is above him still, so without a doubt Kuroki in Kengan Ashura is above the likes of Kano Gito. Then during the Purgatory vs Kengan tournament, when Kano was fighting Lu Tien, Kuroki himself claimed that he doesn't know whether he can beat this version of Kano, which would put Kuroki pretty much on the same level as Kano still. Then in recent time we've seen that Kano is relative to the likes of Dorota, Dorota is relative to Lo Long, with Oma being relative to Lo Long as well, and then Ryan connected as well, making these pretty much the top tiers of the Kengan Association. Kuroki would be placed around this level, potentially above like the rank 1, but within the same realm of power. For example, each one of them being able to defeat one another depending on the circumstances of the fight and how it could change depending on even day. For example, in Lo Long's character profile, it claims that between him, Oma and Ryan, that they're so close together in power that one could defeat another one day and then lose the next day. This is pretty much the same thing for all these characters. Then if you connect this to the likes of Guy Mukaku, Oma considered Mukaku as a pretty much monster in human form, someone he doesn't really want anything to do with, which to me implies that Guy Mukaku is incredibly strong and spent all those years in preparation to fight Shen Wulong and got destroyed while Shen actually nerfed himself to an insane degree to have a fun fight, and he still absolutely clapped him. With all this in mind, Kuroki Gensai shouldn't really stand a chance. However, the beard has definitely been training. If you remember at the end of Kengan Ashura, he claims that he's still green, meaning he still has a lot to improve upon. And since we haven't actually seen him fight in Kengan Omega, I think it's about time we actually see someone do a little bit of damage to Shen, or at least shock him to a degree. However, could this be the end of Kuroki Gensai in the story? Let me know down below. I'm imagining for this fight we're going to get a lot of lore about Kuroki in the past, as we did get an understanding of his trials he placed upon himself back in Kengan Ashura, for example standing in this fire for like a week or whatever. However, the true extent of his flashback, and of course the full conversation he had with Tokita Oma's master, the other Nico, that fully being explored and revealed, that may be related to the connector rather than the Tiger Nico as we originally assumed, so a lot more information is probably going to come from this fight as well. However, it's also possible that the other goon that's with the worm could be the one that fights Kuroki. I could imagine Kuroki just negging him straight away, and then maybe Yan ends up fighting Kuroki as Shen may not be interested. But considering the serious nature of Kuroki here, and how he's probably known by the worm, I think Shen will be interested in fighting him. And of course, regardless of the outcome, I'm very glad it's going to happen and beyond excited. Apart from that, we have some more insanity to go over regarding the recent chapter. But before that, consider becoming a member. I have a very big video regarding a certain character in the works. If you want details regarding the process of making that and information regarding how I'm actually laying it out, that alongside various other benefits are provided to you mad lads. So the mystery regarding who Oma is a clone of is probably going to continue for some time now. In the recent chapter, we see Shenmue Long pretty much one-shot the likes of Luhan. For the sake of Joji, which is a little strange scene, we never had Luhan interact with Joji whatsoever, so I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to. If you have any insight regarding this, let me know down below. But he one-shots Luhan, and then we have him and Yan talking, where it's claimed, "You know as well as I do, that's not me," referring to Luhan. Previously we learned by Shenmue Long's own words that Oma isn't a clone of him, while Ryuki is. And then with the reveal that Luhan is a clone of the Connector, we naturally thought Oma would be a clone of him. But with Shen saying that's not me, I don't think this guy is the person Oma is a clone of anymore. I'm gonna have to say that there's another Connector who pretty much defected from the worm or is directly opposing Shen to a degree who Oma is actually a clone of. Or it could be the previous Shen he is a clone of that Oma is also a clone of or something like that. Regardless, this actually occurring has opened up and continued the mystery regarding all of that even more, which is a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. However, the intrigue is still there, and who knows, we could have more powerhouse characters introduced in the future. Alongside that, we got to see the impact Shenmue Long left on the main cast of characters. For example, the Fang Pseudo, pretty much viewing him as fundamentally different from us, which is an insane statement and something we already know. When it comes to the degrees of power, Shen is in such a different league, no one can even be comparable. However, a conversation we got to see between Oma and Ryuki is actually very interesting and cool to see. Oma claims that this was the first time in his life that his belief in martial arts was shaken. The power of Shenmue Long pretty much stunned him, as we got to see in the previous chapters. However, the grindset Oma had back in Kengan Ashura, why he's regarded as a Ashura and a seeker of martial arts, a seeker of power, is because since this interaction, his mindset has once again been razor focused on the following. I think that real martial arts should be able to compete with guys like him. I can't stop thinking about how I can beat him. Oma is going back on the grind, and Ryuki as well is also interested in getting stronger. So finally seeing Oma and Ryuki train together would be pretty cool. I'm still wondering where Koga is, the protagonist of Kengan Omega. With all this insanity recently, we've kind of forgotten about him. But seeing Oma and Ryuki now close together, it's going to be cool to see the clones of Shen, or something related to Shen in Oma's case, are able to develop with, of course, the probably superior genetics to really any other character in the entire series, due to being related in that way. So naturally, right now we have death flags around Kuroki Gensai. However, I don't think they're going to take him out in a disrespectful way. I think Kuroki after this fight is going to be the reminder for us the viewers and the other characters within Kengan that there is a possible way to take out Shenmue Long. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe going down the path of pre-initiative development or something along the lines of that. Who knows, but it isn't looking too good for him regardless of how badass this scene was. Kengan on top, hope you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe for more. Shout out to the members. That's it guys. Peace.